Okay, let's dive deep. Today, we're opening a window into the world of a modern creator and entrepreneur. We're drawing insights from a really fascinating source.
Yeah, that source is an excerpt from a Vietcetera YouTube video transcript. It's from an episode called Troom Bao Che, Lam Min Bon Mei YouTuber Meichan, hashtag Genstroyan S2EP2.
And our guide, let's say, through this source material is Ha Trong. You probably know her better online as Meichan.
Right. She's a YouTuber. She studied over in Korea. And, well, now she's back in Vietnam, taking a gap year.
And also running a small cosmetics business on the side.
Exactly. So our mission here for you is to kind of unpack the main drivers behind her work
Yeah, look at how she deals with challenges, how her idea of success has, changed over time.
and figure out what personal growth she's gotten from all these different things she's doing. Basically pulling out the key nuggets for you from this conversation.
Okay, so let's step into Meichan's world. Who do the sources really tell us she is?
Well, like you said, Ha Trang, but Meichan online,
Hmm.
her background is really tied to that time studying in Korea.
That's where the YouTube channel started, right? Documenting student life.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And now she's back home in Vietnam, gap year, and she's added this business owner hat, cosmetics.
And the source, it kind of sets the scene right away, mentioning how she felt about being interviewed like this.
She apparently said she was pretty nervous. Yeah. Which is interesting.
Yeah, you'd think a YouTuber would be totally fine with mics and cameras.
Well, maybe it's different when you're not the one in control,
Yeah.
being interviewed versus creating.
True, but she did seem to like the show's angle, the tarot cards guiding the chat.
Yeah, she mentioned liking that. Maybe it felt a bit more, I don't know, organic or less like a formal grilling.
Helped break the ice, maybe?
Yeah.
So moving on to her personality, her mindset. The source gives some hints.
It does. She mentions her star signs Aries. Leo suggesting she's, well, passionate. Maybe a bit hot-tempered sometimes, especially about work.
And this idea of auto-filtering, that's intriguing.
Isn't it? This like built-in optimism filter. She says she consciously chooses to believe the positive predictions or interpretations.
And just pushes away the negative.
Kind of, yeah. Or she finds a way to frame it positively. When negativity does get through, she talks about self-comfort.
Like an internal pep talk.
Almost like an inner friend, she called it. A voice that helps her see the good, focus on the future, even when things are tough. Sounds like a really strong coping mechanism.
Makes you think about her online persona versus this inner world. She said she only shares about, 70% online?
Right. She consciously curates it, shows the positive, the pink side, as she put it.
And the tougher stuff, the sad moments.
Those usually only come out later, after she's already worked through them. It's a very deliberate choice about her public image.
Okay, now here's something that really jumped out. This undercurrent of financial anxiety, despite her success.
Yeah, this was a big theme. She directly links it back to studying abroad in Korea.
Being far from home, the support network.
Exactly. Worrying about money running out, the crazy cost of, say, healthcare, if something went wrong. It created this deep sense of financial insecurity.
But interestingly, she doesn't just see it as a bad thing.
No, not at all. She actually describes it as a powerful motivator. That fear is what pushes her to work super hard.
And live frugally too, right?
The goal isn't just wealth, it's security, financial safety, knowing she'll be okay whatever happens. Peace of mind, basically.
And this seems to have really shaped how she views money itself.
It definitely evolved. She said initially she just wanted to earn a lot. But
Now it's more like a tool.
exactly, a tool for freedom. Freedom from that anxiety and freedom to do the things she actually enjoys.
And the source gives that really vivid example, doesn't it? The housing situation in Korea.
Oh yeah, moving from that half-basement place. She even compared it to the one in Parasite. Damp, stuffy.
She thought it was cozy at first, but then
Then she moved up, literally, to a second-floor apartment. And the difference was huge.
it wasn't just about having more money in the bank.
No, it was about how that money directly translated into a better quality of life. A tangible improvement that brought, actual joy and security that really cemented the value of earning for her.
So how did this driven, resilient student actually get into the whole YouTube thing in the first place?
It started way back, middle school apparently, just watching foreign YouTubers.
And being fascinated by their lives.
Yeah, their seemingly perfect lives, living alone, nice places, what they ate. It all looked quite appealing, that sort of pink lifestyle again.
But watching is one thing. What made her actually start creating?
This is quite the story in the source. The fire alarm incident.
Right. She thought it was a real fire.
Genuinely believed it, yeah. Alone in her apartment in Korea, alarm blaring, thinking this might be it.
Wow. Talk about a wake-up call.
Exactly. And when it turned out to be false, the relief hit. But then came this thought. If it had been real, what would she regret?
And the answer was,
Not starting her YouTube channel, putting off that hobby. So boom, decision made. Stop procrastinating, do it now.
and that first video was just a simple greeting.
Super simple. Edited and uploaded the same day. That scare was the kick she needed.
Her initial idea of success sounds quite, down to earth.
Yeah, just like the host in the source mentioned, her first aim was simply sharing her life with her family back home, showing them Korea.
But then things took off a bit and the focus shifted.
Naturally, yeah. Once she got some traction, the numbers started creeping in. Views, subscribers.
Hmm.
That became the measure.
And she admitted feeling kind of let down when views dropped sometimes.
Yeah, even if the content felt similar, that roller coaster of chasing metrics.
So where is she now with that? Still all about the numbers?
The source suggests it shifted again. I mean, views still matter, obviously, but there's a bigger emphasis now on the message.
Like educational content, providing value.
Exactly. She finds real happiness now in the comments, people saying they learned something or her video helped them. It's more about the impact, you could say, not just the reach, though ideally you want both, I guess.
Makes sense. And beyond YouTube, she started a podcast too. What was the reason for adding that?
She wanted a different vibe, basically, a place to be a
Oh.
bit more raw, more genuine than maybe YouTube allows for sometimes.
Unfiltered, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. She described the podcast style as like uncut, unscripted, almost like a phone call.
Keeping in the pauses, the ums and us.
Deliberately, she called it very human. A way for her true self to come through for the listeners who want that deeper dive, that more authentic connection.
Okay, so thinking about her financial anxiety and the whole online world being kind of volatile, it makes sense. She thinks about backup plans.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
She explicitly says that anxiety means she always has backups. Plan B, plan C, plan D.
It's not pessimism, just practicality.
Driven by that need for security, yeah. And importantly, she doesn't seem to see her entire identity wrapped up in being Meichan.
Right, she feels she exists beyond the online persona.
Yeah, if social media vanished, she'd still be, a student, a shop owner. Her core self is separate.
She even floated teaching as a possibility. Uh-huh. Seems she enjoys sharing knowledge that helps people. It ties back to that idea of providing value, just maybe in a different format.
Now, the conversation in the source apparently veered into love, thanks to the tarot cards. She calls herself romantic.
Very much so. Even said she felt born to love. But the card drawn, the moon, suggested some blurriness around her love for her work.
Interesting. Not romantic love, but work love?
Yeah. The idea was she likes her job, sure, but she wants to truly love it.
Why the distinction?
She believes if you really truly love the work, it feels less like work, less tiring. And that passion improves the quality of what you produce. She's aspiring to that deeper level of connection with her job.
And what about other kinds of love? Family came up too.
Oh, absolutely. Very close to her younger sister. Apparently features her mom in videos sometimes. Her family sounds incredibly supportive. Her mom bought her first camera.
She also reflected a bit on her sister, didn't she? The dynamic there. Yeah, she's quite aware that being the younger sibling of someone well-known comes with its own pressures. Comparisons, maybe feeling overshadowed.
And Meichan feels a sense of responsibility.
Definitely. To support her sister, especially as their parents get older, it's a strong family connection.
And then there's this new love, the business.
Yeah, her cosmetic shop. Started as just an interest, but navigating all the challenges seems to have forged a real bond, a real passion for it.
Speaking of those challenges, she thought running the shop would be easy.
That was the initial thought, yeah, based on her interest in beauty products. But the reality was different.
What kind of difficulties does she run into?
Oh, the messy stuff. Managing staff, logistics, order mix-ups, customer service fires, like incorrect order codes causing big delays.
It's unstressful.
She said it caused her real distress. And it wasn't great for the shop's reputation initially.
But she learned from it.
Absolutely.
Wow.
She framed those mistakes, stressful as they were, as lessons she wouldn't forget, essential learning experiences.
And the single biggest takeaway from running the business.
According to the source, working with other people. That was the biggest hurdle and the biggest growth area.
How so? What was the specific challenge there?
Well, she admitted her own temper was part of it, getting frustrated when employees made what seemed like simple mistakes.
Okay. So learning to lead wasn't just about telling people what to do.
Not at all. It was hugely about managing her own emotions first, learning to give constructive feedback instead of, you know, reacting harshly.
That's a big step in leadership, self-awareness.
Exactly. Realizing leadership means understanding your team, their strengths, putting them in roles where they can shine. That helps everyone less stress, fewer errors, better performance. It was a major realization for her.
So pulling it all together, there seems to be this core belief driving her decisions, like taking the gap year.
Yeah, she seems guided by pursuing things that bring her joy right now, pausing studies to focus on the business, planning to go back later. It's about following that energy.
And her fundamental belief about achieving success. The source highlights this near the end.
It's this really strong conviction in basically hard work paying off, perseverance.
Like if you just keep at it.
Yeah. If you put in enough effort, enough time, enough dedication, something good will come out of it. Maybe not exactly what you pictured initially.
But some form of success will emerge.
Right. And because you gave it your all, there's no room for regret. That seems to be a really foundational principle for her. Keep working, keep trying, and trust the process.
So we've really unpacked a lot from this conversation with Meichan. How she turns anxiety into fuel, how success isn't just about numbers anymore.
Yeah, finding different ways to express herself, learning those tough but vital lessons in business and teamwork.
Her story really shows how those personal struggles, like the financial anxiety, can actually become these huge drivers for ambition.
And how finding real fulfillment often means shifting from looking for external validation like view counts to focusing on the internal value you create, the impact you have.
When you think about her journey, what really resonates with you? Is it that resilience, the evolving view on money, or maybe those universal struggles of building something and leading people?
And here's something to really chew on. Think about this. We all present ourselves differently across various platforms, right? Polished YouTube, raw podcasts, Instagram moments, professional emails.
Hmm. Different facets for different places.
Exactly. So in this world of curated digital identities, how do we actually hold on to a consistent sense of who we are? And maybe more importantly, which of these spaces, if any, truly lets us be the most, well, human?
Something to think about. This deep dive into Meichan's world was tailored just for you. We hope you found some valuable nuggets to take away.